Because efficiency is the key to lowering cost per ton, Caterpillar keeps working to build machines that deliver maximum production with minimum downtime. Cat 5000 family hydraulic shovels are examples of Caterpillar's commitment to the mining industry. But just as critical as the continuous improvement of Cat machines is the continuous training of operators like you who make sure Cat shovels and trucks deliver the lowest cost per ton on sites around the world. No matter which Cat shovel you're running, understanding its systems, features, and controls will make you more productive and efficient. This program will explain and demonstrate recommended operating techniques for the Cat 5000 family. Information is divided into these key areas: general safety practices, walk-around service and maintenance, getting started, knowing your cab and startup procedures, understanding the Vital Information Management System, VIMS, digging and loading techniques, and shutdown procedures. Please note that this tape is not intended to replace your operation and maintenance manual. You should read the manual thoroughly for additional information on safety, maintenance, and operating practices. Unfortunately, most accidents are caused by failure to observe basic safety rules and precautions. As an operator, you play a very important role in avoiding potentially hazardous situations. You must be alert at all times. An accident can often be prevented by recognizing these situations before an accident occurs. To be sure you operate your shovel or any machine in the safest way possible, you should read and understand the safety and operating information provided in the Operation and Maintenance Manual before you operate the machine. Safety precautions and warnings are provided in the manual and at various locations on the machine. Be sure to identify and understand these symbols before you start the machine. Every possible circumstance that might involve a potential hazard cannot be anticipated. The warnings in the operator's manual and on the machine are therefore not all-inclusive. If a tool, procedure, work method, or operating technique not specifically recommended by Caterpillar is used, you must be satisfied that it is safe for you and others. Before climbing into the machine, do a complete visual walk-around inspection, looking for anything that could affect proper operation. Inspect the implement cylinders and bucket for damage or excessive wear. Be sure covers and guards are firmly in place and undamaged. Inspect the radiator and remove any trash or debris. While you're on the ground, inspect the track and shoes for debris or signs of wear. Tensioning is automatic through a hydraulically maintained tensioning system. Most service and daily maintenance is done from the service platforms. Ladders and integral grab irons provide three-point support. Inspect the steps, walkways, and handholds for their condition and cleanliness. Remove any debris. Climbing to the first level, in the cab substructure, you'll find lighted stand-up access to the hydraulic pilot lines and main fuse box. Also in this compartment, you'll find the wiper washer bottle, cab air filters, and the air conditioner. This handy locking toolbox is standard equipment. As you continue along the service platform, note the location of the fuel tank. And the primary fuel filter is located here on the side of the tank. You'll find the standard fill cap on top and a Wiggins-type fast fill system at ground level. You'll also find an environmental flow controllable drain for the fuel tank on the left side of the machine under the tank. In the left rear of the machine is the hydraulic oil cooler. Inspect the radiator core for debris and clean it if necessary. Note that the hydraulic tank has this extra long sight gauge so that when oil is low, you can see by how much. The oil level should be above the Add Cold mark on the sight gauge. If you need to add hydraulic oil, press this relief valve button. Remove the fill cap and add oil through the filler tube. Just above the filler tube are the hydraulic oil tank filters. You should remove the covers and inspect the cover seals about every 500 service hours. When checking the hydraulic oil level, be sure that the boom, stick, and bucket are positioned as noted in your operation and maintenance manual. If not, the cylinders will be filled and the gauge will understate the levels. If you see that the oil levels are low, be sure to add hydraulic oil as well as check to find the cause of the low levels. In normal operating conditions, the hydraulic oil level shouldn't change. So a low level may indicate a leak or other problem that should be identified and repaired. Discovering a minor problem now can save repair costs later. Below, you'll see the reservoir for the auto lube system. The lube barrel can be refilled or replaced. The automatic lubrication system distributes lubricant to wear points in the linkage and swivel, saving you time on daily maintenance. On the right side of the machine, there's easy access to the hydraulic pumps and engine. After entering through the hydraulic pump room door, notice the swing and implement pumps are located here. The high-pressure filters are mounted above the pumps for easy access. Inspect the pumps and hoses for any leaks. Between the pump compartment and the engine compartment is this steel wall. In the rare event that hydraulic oil escapes, this wall helps keep it away from the hot engine. Remove the pump oil level dipstick to measure the oil. Check the condition of the oil. Change or add if necessary. If a change is required, the oil drain plug is located under the center of the upper structure. Near the radiator is the air tank drain valve. Depress the drain knob until the air stream from the reservoir is free of water and sediment. As you move into the engine room, oil filters are located here on the side of the engine to make changing easier. The crankcase breather element and hoses are located here. You should also inspect engine hoses and belts to make sure they aren't loose or damaged. You should check the crankcase oil level. The dipstick is located on the engine here. The oil level should be in the safe starting range on the engine stopped side of the dipstick, or between the add and full marks on the engine running side. CAT recommends that you check the oil with the engine stopped. Opening this cover gives you access to the batteries. The terminals should be kept clean and coated with petroleum jelly. The ether starting aid cylinder is located in the front of the engine room. The pump drive and radiator fan drive for hydraulic cooling are located on top of the engine. Before you climb to the upper level, you should check all the swing drive oil levels. The swing drive motors are located at the center of the swing frame. You can check the oil level with this dipstick. Contaminated or deteriorated oil should be replaced early, regardless of the interval. On the upper level, you'll find the radiator coolant level indicators and the radiator caps in the right front. Check the coolant level and add if needed. Also be sure to check your lights for broken bulbs and lenses. Windows on the cab should be cleaned as often as you need for good visibility. And make sure your mirrors are properly positioned. Your 5000 family machine has been designed to give you more time on the job and less time in service and maintenance. To be sure that you get the longest life out of your shovel and its components, be sure to consult your operation and maintenance manual for suggested daily maintenance and servicing intervals. Now that you have a good idea of the basic layout of the machine, let's take a look at the operator station. You'll notice right away there's plenty of space, lots of legroom, and even more beside and behind the operator seat for standing and stretching. And this Contour Series seat is fully adjustable to give you shift-long comfort. The middle lever under the seat slides the seat backward or forward. The smaller lever on your right adjusts the angle of the cushion, and the one on the left lets you recline the seat back. And this knob adjusts the spring tension so you can get the ideal support for your weight. Plus, there's a lever to adjust lower back support at the base of the seat on the left-hand side. As you're positioning your seat and controls, remember to check your visibility to the track. Rotating knobs at the ends of the armrests let you move them up or down for the most comfortable wrist and elbow action. Sliding joystick consoles also adjust to you. Just raise the release lever and use the hand grip to slide the controls to the most comfortable position. The joysticks let you move implements precisely and easily. Because less force is required, fingertip control makes work fast and smooth. The travel levers and pedals control the movement of the excavator itself. These can be operated entirely with your feet, leaving hands free for implement operation. Detailed instructions for the operating controls are included in your operation and maintenance manual. Adjustable vents provide good airflow for heating or cooling. Every side window has its own vent, and the front window has several large diameter vents, maintaining all-around visibility when defrost is on. In addition, your cab includes a cigarette lighter and ashtray, a cup holder, space to mount a radio, and 2 large coat hooks. Behind the operator seat is this convenient trainer seat that gives a good view of the console and shovel operation. Under the seat is a convenient storage area. Now we're ready to focus on 2 features that let you perform at the highest levels of efficiency. The 5130 uses the CAT 3508 electronic unit injection engine, and the 5230 uses the CAT 3516 electronic unit injection engine. Both use the computerized vital information management system that monitors a variety of machine functions. These easy-to-read electronic display panels keep you informed about the operating status of the machine. This message center with keypad is the communication link between you and a variety of electronically controlled machine systems. We'll take a look at what the systems do, and we'll talk specifically about how they're operated from the panel. At the heart of the system is the main control module. It's a microcomputer that keeps everything in your machine balanced and working together so you get the most out of your machine, no matter what kind of material or conditions. This diagram shows you how the system works. The computer gets information from a variety of sources: sensors in the electronic engine, the joysticks, and the keypad on the console to the right of your seat. Together, they give the VIMS control module the information it needs to best control your engine speed and the flow from the hydraulic pumps. So you can use these controls to adjust to your working conditions. Because it is a microcomputer, it meets any demand quickly and smoothly, allowing you to get up to 100% of available engine power. You program your machine to each job situation by using the Power Mode selector. The Power Mode selector lets you choose the optimum engine speed and hydraulic flow for each work situation. By turning this switch, you can choose Power Mode 3, which gives you up to 100% of available engine power to deliver high levels of productivity. Power Mode 2, which gives you up to 80% of available engine power. This provides excellent productivity and more efficient fuel consumption than Power Mode 3. And Power Mode 1, which gives you approximately 70% for finer control. Plus, noise levels are substantially reduced. These machines are equipped with a closed center hydraulic system. Closed center means that hydraulic flow is delivered on demand. 5,000 family machines have multiple hydraulic pumps. What is unique about the system is that certain pump flows are dedicated to the swing function. The flow from the other pumps is precisely matched to other hydraulic demands by a special valve called the Proportional Priority Pressure Compensating Valve, or triple PC valve. Because there is a dedicated swing pump, and because other hydraulic demands are precisely matched by the computer and the triple PC valve, no work mode selector, like those on smaller cat excavators, is needed. Because the valve responds to flow requirements based on joystick input, you don't have to constantly adjust the joysticks to maintain smooth implement control. Overall operation is easier and more efficient for higher levels of productivity. Take some time to experiment with different power modes so you understand the effects they have on your machine. The computer also manages the Automatic Engine Speed Control, or AESC. When the implement and travel controls are not activated, or when the machine is at idle, the AESC automatically reduces noise and fuel consumption by reducing engine speed. The AESC switch can also be used as a backup throttle. When a throttle error is indicated on the VIMS display, the AESC turns on until the engine is shut down. The AESC switch can then be used as a backup throttle. Momentarily depressing the switch will step engine speed between 725, 1350, and 1830 RPM. The machine can be operated in this manner until the throttle is repaired. Another onboard computer system, VIMS, monitors and manages machine functions, as well as stores, processes, and presents critical information. VIMS constantly shows you machine status through the gauge panel. This panel displays engine coolant temperature, hydraulic oil temperature, system air pressure, and fuel level. Right below the gauge panel is the VIMS Message Center. The Message Center contains an alert indicator light that will come on whenever the computer senses unusual conditions or potential problems. The VIMS keypad is unique because it not only gives information, it allows you to get information. You can use the gauge and arrow keys to scroll through displays on all of the 22 systems monitored by VIMS. Your operation and maintenance manual will give you the information you need to access VIMS through the keypad. Whether you ask for information or if the computer sends it, the message will appear in the text window. The first line will tell you the condition of the system, and the second line will give you exact sensor readings with recommendations for actions you should take. The alert indicator light can be turned off using the keypad. When there is no specific information selected, the message center will display the time of day and total machine hours. VIMS provides you with information at 3 levels of alert. At the advisory level, VIMS turns on the alert indicator light in the message center and displays the sensor reading from the monitored system. It means you should take the time to check the particular machine system as soon as the machine is stopped. At the operator action level, VIMS flashes the action lamp located on the console on your right, in addition to all the advisory level displays. This means that a problem must be checked as soon as possible. This tells you the problem is serious, not critical. At the immediate shutdown level, VIMS adds an action alarm. This means the problem is critical. You should stop the machine immediately to prevent serious damage. VIMS can also communicate diagnostic information to help service technicians download information from the system through a laptop PC so that problems are easier to identify and correct quickly, increasing machine availability. Other important control switches are located in the right and left consoles on either side of the seat. In the right joystick console, you'll find the engine throttle dial and key switch. The dial has 10 settings. Turning the dial clockwise increases engine speed. Counterclockwise reduces speed. In the unusual event that the dial fails to work, use the AESC as a backup switch. In the rear of the right console, you'll find the dead engine boom lower switch. In the event that the engine is not running and the pilot system accumulator is exhausted, you can use this switch and the right-hand boom control lever to vent the makeup valves and lower the boom. The left console houses the power mode switch and AESC switch. On the outside of the left console is the hydraulic activation control lever, which unlocks or locks the hydraulic controls. In the back of the left console is the backup switch for the main pumps. If a problem occurs, switch it to the on position. Additional switches are located here on the dash. 2 knobs controlling the heating and air conditioning. The one on the right controls temperature. The one on the left controls fan speed. Just to the right is the windshield wiper washer switch. This is the interior dome light switch. In addition, there's a dome light switch to the left of the cab door. Ladder lights are controlled by this panel switch, or by this switch to the left of the ground ladder. Press this switch to the middle position to turn on the panel lights and house lights, and to the top position to add boom floodlights. The circulating and defroster fan is controlled by this switch. You can stop the travel alarm by depressing this switch. The ether starting aid is controlled by this switch. Center is off, bottom is manual, and top is automatic. Now that you're familiar with the machine, let's talk about startup procedures. After you've completed your daily walk-around inspection, insert the key into the disconnect switch located in the engine room and turn the switch to the on position. In the cab, adjust your seat and controls, and be sure to fasten your seatbelt. Check to see that the hydraulic activation control lever is in the locked position. Move the implement control levers to the hold position. Turn the start key to the on position. Look to the VIMS Message Center and wait for the VIMS self-test to be completed. If all checks are normal, the time of day and service meter hours are displayed. If the message indicates a system needs to be checked, be sure to do so before starting the engine. If all systems are normal, turn the engine throttle dial to position 1. Now, put the starting aid switch in the automatic or top position. Move the key to the start position. Release the key switch when the engine starts. If the engine does not run smoothly, move the starting switch to the manual or bottom position. Hold it for 2 seconds and return it to the off position. You can repeat this procedure until the engine is running smoothly. Ether should be used for cold starting purposes only. You should allow the engine to warm up at low idle for at least 5 minutes. To warm up the hydraulic oil, turn the throttle dial to medium engine speed. Move the hydraulic control activation lever forward to the unlocked position. Run the engine for about 5 minutes while intermittently modulating the bucket control lever with the bucket stalled so the cylinder is fully extended. Finally, turn the engine throttle dial to the maximum engine speed. Run the engine for an additional 5 minutes while intermittently modulating the bucket control lever to allow the oil to warm more rapidly. Then you can cycle all the controls to allow the warm oil to circulate through all the cylinders and lines. Now, you're ready to go to work. Cat 5000 family shovels are built and designed to be aggressive digging tools. And while loading and digging techniques will vary depending on material and job site, here are some good general guidelines for operation of these machines. First, sound the horn and check all around the machine to make sure that you are clear of other people and machines that may be in your working area. Load at the face from the top down if conditions permit. This way the top material is closer to truck height for less lifting time. Keep the bucket above grade and close to the machine to obtain the greatest digging force. Keep the bucket moving. As you operate, you should try to avoid stalling the implements because when circuits reach relief pressure, the pumps quit pumping. Use bucket curl and stick out simultaneously. The stick has greater crowd force when using the bucket. The bucket cylinders help push the bucket and stick as a unit because the bucket cylinders are mounted on the boom. When starting to load at ground level, the bucket circuit should be activated first to position the bucket in a stronger leverage zone before engaging the stick. If stick force is applied before the bucket is in a strong position, the bucket will double back. In this situation, the teeth are generally pointed downward for the beginning of the loading stroke. At this point, the bucket should curl before the stick moves forward. You should engage the boom raise control as soon as the bucket is full. Engage the swing control when the bucket clears the pile. Work smoothly to avoid spilling material. Dump with the wind at your back to keep dust from obscuring your vision. Also, be careful not to hit the track with the retracted bucket. Remembering these key techniques will keep your operation smooth and productivity high. Shutdown procedures are important to protect your machine and its components. When shutting down the machine, be sure to turn the engine throttle dial to reduce the engine speed. Release the travel levers and pedals to stop the machine. Lower the implement to the ground and apply slight down pressure on controls. Move the hydraulic activation control lever to the locked position. Let the engine run for 5 minutes from 1,000 to 1,300 RPM to cool and help extend the life of engine components. You should never turn the disconnect key to off while the engine is running. Turn the key start switch to off and remove the key. Once you leave the cab, inspect the engine compartment for debris to reduce fire hazard. If the machine is being parked for an extended period, turn the disconnect switch key to off and remove the key. Lock all compartments. And be sure to face the machine using 3 points of contact when climbing down. Whether you're operating a 5130 or 5230, shovel or backhoe, by remembering these important guidelines, you'll be operating more productively, efficiently, and comfortably.